Hello everyone and welcome to the Game Week 15 preview! But because we probably have the same amount of time than Solskjaer might have at his job, with a whole one day between game weeks, first we have the Game Week 14 review! The first game saw City, not win again, with only one win in 5 games. But hey, I said this game will be close, and I said Newcastle actually have a chance of scoring a few. That's right. I predicted it, that's why it happened. I mean, I did say they'll still lose, but they almost did, so I'm also almost the best. Burnley, Crystal Palace, don't really care, to be honest. And that's not because I got it wrong. Zaha is no longer Zaha, with now 2 goals in 2, but Palace getting the win. Chelsea, West Ham. Oh dear. Just like me forgetting Giroud existed, I think Chelsea forgot how goals existed. Against one of the worst defences team right now, also with their best defender being out, so well done, West Ham. GG. Liverpool again, looking very wibbly-wobbly, but still winning. Alisson very kindly allowing more game time to Adrian by star jumping outside the box to get a red card. But even after a big brain energy free kick from Dunk, Van Dijk got it on his Swede twice to score a brace to give Liverpool the win again. Spurs, goals and bottles. Name a more iconic trio, I dare you. They can score goals and they can almost bottle it every time. But the main difference now is they're actually winning games, making every game they have a very special one. Ha, get it? Southampton, Watford. Hey, exactly right about my predictions, as I am every week with every single game. With VAR doing a very, very good job of not ruling out a goal, even when De Gennaro had a nice basketball dribble for his assist. So thanks to Gobi for the assist, they got the win. Norwich, Arsenal, exactly what I said. A draw between the two teams that are just as good as each other. But actually my prediction that was right was Emery wouldn't even make it to the game after being sacked. So dear Unai, I have some words for you. I like it. Wolves Sheffield was a very close one. I knew it was going to be close, but it ended in a draw, where the only thing this game wanted me to do is draw myself a picture of Lord Lundstrom. Leicester Everton, what a game. Everton actually doing very well, but Leicester, after first having VAR not give them a penalty that was awarded, then scoring right at the end, which was flagged offside, but VAR giving a goal. Like what? But awarding them a win right at the deck, which was a very sexual ending for them. Well done. And finally, we have Man United Villa. Okay, sorry, I won't talk any shite about United, I promise, because they do enough of that themselves, it's fine. But it ended 2-2, very close to my prediction, as always. But those were all the results. A lot of my predictions actually being really close, with only 1 or 2 goals off, which is very nice. And now let's quickly look at how the table is looking. Leicester actually getting their Ferrari out, bringing the race to Liverpool, where other teams are slipping up wet floor sign style everywhere. But this year is actually wild. After 14 games, there's the same points difference between 4th and 5th to 5th and 17th. Liverpool have double the points of 5th, and Arsenal, who are having a terrible season and just sacked their manager, have lost the same amount of games as Man City. Now, that's actually mad how things are all going, but my feelings with this league is sponsored by McDonald's. Do you know why? Because I'm loving it. But now, on to the best team, my team. And yeah, boy! 57 points. Not amazing, but that makes me bigger than average, which is what I tell everyone. And yes, if you look, I did actually captain Daddy Ings. I'll get to that. In goals, I started Pope, which for the first time since I've been rotating my goalkeepers, I got the decision wrong. Boo! But thankfully, only by 1 point. Pope was actually so useless, he conceded more goals than he made saves in the game, which is actually BBC sad news with the only 1 point. In defence, we start with the crossing master, Trent Alexander, who I told you will eventually get something. And thankfully, that something was more than just 2 points. I mean, he still couldn't keep a clean sheet, but 2 assists and 2 bonus points will go in my pocket very nicely. Sayonchu unfortunately couldn't make it 5 clean sheets in a row. I mean, I can't really complain with that, can I? Like, I'm not that much of a greedy bastard. But he managed to secure the very kind 2 points. Thank you very much. And my final defender was the Lord himself. Wolves away was always going to be a tough game for him, so the almighty majesty decided to have a little break, have a little rest and get me 2 points. But the actual saddest news is that Martin Kelly, who hasn't started in 6 games for Palace, ended up getting more points than Sayonchu and Lundstrom combined after he got a clean sheet. But you know what? I don't actually get mad when I have points left on my bench, because why the frick would I choose Kelly over the Lord? So it's all good. Moving on to Mane for his blank. All 2 of Liverpool's goals were shared between Trent and Virgil van Dijk, so Nice blank for Mane. I was actually very close to captaining Mane, so I'm very glad I didn't. So, you know what? Oh, Mane. Oh, thank you, thank you. Kevin De Bruyne with an absolute spacker, a screamer, a worldy finish for a very sexy goal and all 3 bonus points. 2 goals in 2 games from him now, defo making him my man. Yes, Kev lad. Martial. Oh dear, Tony. He had 5 shots, some of them closer to the goal than Ollie is probably out the door. Like, they were that close, and he still couldn't finish any of them. Like, this dude couldn't even finish a multiple choice exam. He'd get stuck right in his bloody name. 2 points, Tony. But you know what? I'm not mad. I'm just disappointed in you. Mason Mount. I like it. The only thing you're mounting is an horse getting a ride out of my team. Hint, hint. But I still think he's a great player, but his contributions ain't gonna get much better, so shout out to Not My Man Mount for the 2 points, but I will miss you, brother. And my final midfielder is JMO Matters. I didn't expect much against actually a decent Everton, but he did almost score once. But what he did actually score me was just 2 points. That's 6 players blanking and getting just 2 points, and I still got a green arrow. How good am I? Then finally on to forwards with my not captain, Jamie Vardy. That's right, even after being in the best form of his life and even my life, 7 goals and 3 assists in the last 5 games, it still wasn't enough for me to captain him. But he did score, of course, but he didn't get any bonus points, getting only 6 points. My captain would never. But that's where my transfer, the Liverpool legend himself, Daddy Ings, came in and all over me. I decided to play an absolute maverick move and captain him like an absolute mad lad I am. And guess what? More points than Vardy after getting the goal and 3 bonus points. Way! I'm actually so impressed with myself, not following anyone else, doing what I chose, and I got it right. I think I deserve all 3 bonus points for being the best manager. Making this team finish on 57 points with a very small but tasty green arrow, moving me from 330,000 overall to 267,000. Making my climb the most epic. Remember when I was 2.2 millionth 5 weeks ago? No, that wasn't me. I'm the best now. But now enough of bringing up the past. Jeez, I'm so sorry. Let's go and look at what this video is actually about. So, welcome to the Game Week 15 preview. We start this game week truly sponsored by Amazon, with literally all the games being next day delivered with only 1 day break. Palace play Bournemouth, where this could be tighter than the Virgin Mary herself. So I'm not really sure what to say about this game, so my predictions are they'll play 2 45-minute half and somehow VAR will be involved. 2 under poor Palace and going for. Next up is Burnley, who unfortunately play a Man City team who will probably really want to prove themselves right now. I could see this going very badly for Burnley, so unbelievably demolished, the highlights will probably end up on porn sites. But, to be kind, I'm just going to go for 3-1 to City. Chelsea also want to prove a point after 2 losses in a row now. They play Villa, who usually aren't the best away, unless they're playing Man United. So Chelsea to bounce back and get the win, 2-1, but the more important question is, will Tammy Abraham Lincoln play? Leicester-Watford could also be very similar to the Burnley City game, more smashing going on than at a uni party. I can see Leicester scoring a lot, Vardy party never ending, he's halfway to breaking his record of scoring in consecutive games, so just another tiny tally on his list. 4-0. Man United Spurs, the return of the special one at Old Trafford. This game is going to be huge. I actually can't wait. We're going to see both teams all out attack, no defenders existing in the entire game, and I'm expecting a proper goal fest. I'm going to go Spurs edging the win 3-2 with a special goal. Scenes when Jose subs himself on and scores a 50-yard screamer. Southampton Norwich next. It seems like all the Poundland teams are currently playing each other lately, with all of them showing just how bad they are to each other. But both of these teams are coming into good spell of form, so it could actually make for a very tasty game. That's going to end 2-2. How exciting. Next up, we have the Battle of the W's. Wolves, West Ham. So many doubles here. It's going to end as a draw, because, come on guys, it's not all about scoring goals. It's about the taking part. Then we have one of the biggest games here, the Merseyside derby. Origi has already got a semi-on ready for this game. It's going to be really good. The massive check has already been sent to VAR, so I'm going to go for a very close 1-0 to Liverpool, with Alisson being man of the match for the massive moral support he's going to give from the stands. I like it! Sheffield United, Newcastle United. Now this could be a very close one, but I think we got to put some respect on Sheffield's head now. They're quite good. They have a lord, and their owner even plays FPL himself, so 2-0 it is. With, you know what, the owner starting himself and triple captaining himself and getting all the goals. Could you imagine? Arsenal-Brighton is the final game in this Amazon Prime Sexy Time game week. Oh yeah, all the games are on Amazon if you didn't know. But this isn't a sponsor. Unless... Nah, stop. But Arsenal are still kind of crap after sacking Emery. Wow, what a surprise. It's not just him, it's kind of the players as well. But I think they should actually get a win here. So I'm going to go for a close 2-1. And that is all my predictions. We might see quite a bit of rotation and injuries in the next week with all these games so close to each other. But it could be a really good game week. Now onto my team where I've made 2 transfers. Now what if I told you I transferred out my only 2 Chelsea players for a Spurs player and a Sheffield United striker? That's right, that's exactly what I did. With my team now being this. So I transferred out Abraham and Mount. Abraham maybe not fully fit yet, plus I don't think he's going to score too many goals. And Mount is the same, he's just chilling, having a good time, innit? So I've decided to become an active member of the Knee-Jerk FC by bringing in Dele, Alli and Muse. But did you know Ali's real first name is Bamadeli, which translates from Zulu to they despise him, which is what I hope every team will be saying about him when he scores all the goals for me. And Muse will most likely be a bench player, but could very easily start in my team. So let's talk dirty into all of my players' years and see who they are up against. So my goalkeeper choice between Ryan and Pope means I either have Arsenal away or Man City at home. Absolutely fantastic, that's great. But I think Pope should stick to his church job with his last performance. So Ryan gets the nod, where I don't expect clean sheets, but I can at least expect actual saves. Trenty Boy is next, who is in hot top form. 2 assists last week, where I think he will continue to assist me and get loads of points. Everton at home could be a very close game, but there's always a chance of something when you have the name Alexander-Arnold. Sounds like we should bow for his royalty, but we all know there's only one lord here. Sayuncu is next, where Leicester play Watford at home. Surely that means a clean sheet, right? This league never has any upsets and is very predictable. So bring up the points, Sayuncu, thank you please. And our final defender is the Lord himself. Newcastle at home could be very promising for him. Clean sheet, goal, assist, a text from the missus saying she's going to have his babies tonight, are all things we can expect from Lundstrom this week, so I believe in him. Moving on to midfield, we have Mane. Tough game, but games like the Merseyside derby need some quality plays from some quality players. So Sadio better score or I will be sad EO myself. De Bruyne plays Burnley away, where even though Burnley are played better at home, De Bruyne Hall is defo income in. He's the standout player in the team and I think he can defo get something here. But with Jesus up top, oh god, I think De Bruyne's gonna have to do it all himself. Then my guy, Bamadeli Ali. Bamadeli Ali, Bamadami Ali. Now, I love a good jerk of the knee. If he didn't score last week, he would not be in my team. But for his cheaper price tag and lower ownership, and the fact he's the best Fortnite streamer, Dele Ali is in ahead of Son, which means I have brought him in for Man United away. But they have a run of playing good teams with the hard games every now and again, where I can see him getting quite a few returns with how Jose plays him. And as your name suggests, Dele, time to get that bread. Next is Tony. Good old Tony. Remember when he scored? But the more frustrating part is he's always so close to scoring, so it feels like it's just coming right around the corner. I mean, I doubt it's coming against Spurs, but maybe it can with their wibbly-wobbly defense. But I'm very tempted to move him to Zaha, but I didn't actually want to take a hit for that because I might be Captain Danny Ings mad lad, but I'm not quite that wacko mad lad level. I have limits, okay? And my final midfielder is Maddison. Blank again. How dare he? But 3 easy games next, which includes Watford at home. Could see him getting something here. And when watching Leicester, I almost find myself celebrating when they get a free kick, just so he can go and score. But this time, he will do it. And on to Mr. Reliable himself, Jamie Vardy. He's made so many extinguisher companies tons of money so far, with how much he's been on fire lately. But against one of the worst defences in Watford, whilst they don't have a manager, ooh damn, that only means one thing. His inevitable blank. For the first half and then scores a hat-trick. Go on, Vardy. And finally, Daddy Ings. What a guy. He's actually had more points than Harry Kane this season, which is kind of mad because he's not even doing that bad. But Daddy plays Norwich at home next, who even though are picking up form and actually have defenders fit again, I could see a couple of goals for the Liverpool legend. And that right there is my team. Now I fully expect Muse and Kelly to get some points on my bench, which means do I take the risk of maybe benching like Martial or even Maddison? Like, how mad can an actual mad lad get? That is the real question. But I want to thank you guys so much for the support and this extra long video with these extra small gaps in between the games. And I'll probably do a similar thing next week too. So thanks for watching, and remember...
Don't be a cheeky scrub. Subscribe to Nathan Bacon right now.